All right, so here we go. Top of the screen. Still top of the screen. Number 0. No socks. They don't wear socks over here in Oregon. It's very strange. And we're seeing him from press. Okay. This is something that I noticed, and if we get a chance to watch him towards the end of the year, this is something that he cleaned up. So he's a fantastic mover, and he can stay on top of literally anyone he played. He had no problem staying on top on the upfield shoulder and, taking away the deep routes. Towards the beginning of the year, that left him a little susceptible towards like the short stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like see, he's on top. Like if that's a catch, it's not going to be a big play. Like he'll tackle this guy, right? Or he'll contest that catch or something like that, right? So in the beginning of the year, the technique that he was playing, he was really focused on being on top of everything. And it's not just the Georgia game. It was, in the first like half of the season, I want to say, the short stuff he was giving up early on. And it was just kind of like his insistence, and maybe it was a coaching point as well, of just staying on top of everything. And I think you don't really need to do that in the NFL.
Okay.
You gotta be a little bit more comfortable playing in a back shoulder position, and being in between the ball and the receiver at times. So if we get to another game, I'll show you how he started doing that, and he made a lot more plays on the ball instead of just being safe and not giving up a big play, not worrying about not giving up a big play. Now, top of the screen again, we're in zone, and this is it's a cover 4 rep, and watch how he's crossing over his feet here. Okay, so we know he's a deep guy, right? Like we know he's not worrying about like number 1 stays under, and then he stays on top of number 2. So he's obviously playing zone here, right? But this kind of technique where you open up and you bail on the snap, this is a college technique, and it really irks me, especially Pac-12. You see this, them play this technique just so much in the Pac-12. This open up and crossover kind of thing.
Yeah.
This bail technique in cover 4, cover 3, and this is just.
Well, let me ask you, BD, why do you think they play that coverage so much in the Pac-12? Just because of the offense is there, or what?
Well, I don't know. I know that they were teaching us this at the Rising Senior Camp at USC when Pete Carroll was there, and I went when I was a junior. They were teaching us this technique, and so this is why I know about this technique. But I also know that this is not a technique that is used in the NFL at all. No one does this in the NFL. So the reason why it irks me, I mean, there's no problem with this. Like this is fine. This is a fine way to play cover 3. What irks me about this is that it's not an NFL technique. So when I see guys who I'm scouting and watching this, it's like almost like you can throw this away, because you're going to need to back. Okay. You have to backpedal in cover 3 or cover 4 in the NFL. You can't cross over like this. You have to keep your feet, your shoulders square.
So basically, it's a wasted rep. You just watch it. You're about to watch
it's a wasted rep. It's a cheat. It's like this is a shortcut here, and it's much harder, obviously, to do this in a back pedal. It takes a lot more skill to do it from a back pedal, and which is why they ask you to do that in the NFL. There's a reason why, because it's a little safer. You can break on the stuff that's underneath easier when you stay square, and you're just giving that up when you play from a bail like that. When you bail. So again, if I'm coaching it, if I'm coaching high school and we're playing like tons of this, I'm like, yeah, that's like how you steal a rep almost. Like you just give yourself some time, bail out of there. It's fine. But I just keep in mind, NFL corners do not do that. That's not an NFL technique. All right. So we're still top of the screen. He does move around a little bit, but not on this first drive. He's going to be at the top of the screen. So here he is again, bailing. And you see how it's just a little slower breaking, and if this guy didn't fall and say the ball's on time, going to him, Stetson Bennett's obviously going the complete opposite way from him. But say this is on time and this receiver does not fall, okay, and the ball's going to him, he's giving up that catch. And this is why you can't play bail in the NFL, because you are going to give up the stop routes and the quick outs and everything like that. And you have to contest everything on the outside in the NFL.
34 for 37 right there.
Right. Exactly. That's like every time it will be against a quality quarterback, that will be a completion. All right, so we're getting a reduced set, and so you see him, watch him. He's giving a little hand signal. Him and the safety, they're giving a little hand signal to each other. They're end up like, what are they saying? Box. They're playing box because they got a 3, or actually it's 4. 1, 2, no, it's 3. So you notice how they're tracing a box with their hands. The corner and the safety on this side, they're tracing a box right here. They're saying box. So we know that there's going to zone this off. And if you're playing box, that means that this overhang is going to be a flat player, and then Gonzalez is going to be take the outside vertical, and the safety will take the inside vertical, and then this inside linebacker will take the first inside breaker. So, I mean, just from their hand motions, I'm guessing that's how they're going to play it. Yep, that's exactly what happens here. Except the inside linebacker blitzes. So, so I actually really like this rep. I'm going to watch this a few times with you guys. So he is, again, bailing, okay? He's bailing, and he's at a disadvantage because he's bailing and not staying square, because watch what this receiver does. He puts his foot in the ground and goes, okay, I'm going to run to your blind spot now. I'm going to break right behind you, okay? And I would say against a lesser corner, that's going to be something that's going to be tough for them to open up. Like, notice how this is like the weak part of where his technique is going. But watch how effortlessly Gonzalez can flip his hips. It's like nothing for him to flip his hips. Yeah. So like if they tried to fit that in there, they go, oh, okay, the corner, he's bailing on this, that it's going to be really tough for him to put his foot in the ground, and twist, and he just literally just dink 1, 2, and he's there. It's like, he's got silky smooth hips. So obviously, again, not a targeted rep. We're watching film. We don't need to see him targeted every single time. Like, that is that looked good. The movement skills look good, even if he's playing a technique that is not necessarily an NFL technique.
Yeah, even as a quarterback, you would think that with his, his hip pointed towards the goalpost, right? His hips are towards the goalpost. He wouldn't be able to flip his hips like that.
Exactly.
Out route.
Exactly. So. I mean, and that's like at the NFL level, like the really quality NFL QBs that have been playing for a while. That's going to be a key for them, where they're like, okay, I'm going to throw away from leverage here, but you see, like, that didn't phase him. Like he can flip his hips. Like it's not an issue at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're seeing the movement skills from Gonzalez. All right, top of the screen. Now we're playing press man, okay? And we're playing a little bit of soft shoe, okay? Meaning our hands don't get on first, where our feet are going to go cut him off first, okay? And then our hands are going to come late. At the end of the rep. Like, it's literally like 10 yards down the field, 7 yards down the field before he gets his hands on. And this is just a runoff stock block from the top of the screen, okay? So this is it's not a throwaway, because the receiver is technically stealing a release right there, and Gonzalez, because he's in man coverage, he doesn't know that it's a run play. He's playing this as if it's a pass. So what I see from Gonzalez, to be honest with you, is inconsistent press technique. Like, it's not bad, okay, but it's also not great. And I think that he, instead of stepping into the receiver, he opens up the gate a lot. And there's so many instances where he just recovers because he's such a phenomenal athlete that I think it might be a little bit of a curse for him at this point, because he can recover so well. And we're going to see it a couple times in this game, that it's like, I don't have to have great technique. And so you see him here. You see him here. Again, he's in press man, top of the screen. Okay. This is one of, I think 3 catches that he gives up in this game, 2 or 3 catches that he gives up in this game. So watch his feet. We're gonna take those like 6-inch steps backwards, okay, and we miss. We don't get that post hand, okay. He gets it swatted away, bam. So he's lost the rep right here, okay. Because if we're playing press, we gotta get our hips in front of the guy and we gotta jam him, okay. And if you're playing press and you don't get a jam, then what are you doing, right? So this guy, you know, he gets his arm through. And notice, I'm talking about a catch that Christian Gonzalez gives up. What is this? 3 yards, 3-yard gain, and it's contested. 5-yard gain, it's contested the entire way, and he got his hand in the catch point. So, like, this is a quote unquote bad rep from Christian Gonzalez, hand in the catch point, and contesting a slant. That's a quote unquote bad rep. So, like, this is like as bad as it gets for Christian Gonzalez, right? Like, he's pretty darn good. He's pretty darn good. You know, he looks competitive at least. Even when he misses, even if he misses the jam, he's still competitive. He's still able to compete on that. All right, so top of the screen again. This is interesting, and I didn't see this at all for the rest of the. So I made a little Christian Gonzalez breakdown, but I took a clip of a couple of these reps down here on the goal line where 5 is really manhandling him as a blocker, right? And I was like, oh, is he not physical getting off blocks? I never saw him get pushed around like this for the rest of the year. And all those games I told you I watched, this never happened again. So, did he get off that block? No, he didn't get off the block. It's not a pretty rep, but this is not, I don't want you to leave and say, oh, anyone could just block this guy. He's not that physical or anything like that. I never saw him get shoved around like that. So I think he just did a better job of just like not getting tangled up and, not having to make it into a wrestling match down the field.
Okay.
All right. So again, he's easy to pick out for the guys who are watching. And maybe this is your first time watching film or something like that. Let me just give you my hints here. So he has no socks on, right? He's a corner. He has no socks on. He has no sleeves on. The corner at the bottom of the screen has those yellow sleeves. So if they switch sides and you see what I'm saying? If you see the corner on the top of the screen all of a sudden has yellow sleeves, you just know they switch sides. So just keep that in mind. So he's at the top of the screen in this one. And what are we going to do? We're going to bail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, again, the techniques that he's being asked to do are not necessarily NFL techniques all the time. And that's unfortunately something that you see a lot of in the Pac-12 with their corners. All right, so I like this play. This is a good play. And this is what is called a robot technique. He is in zone, okay? And there is only, it looks like, one real receiver on his side. No, 0. That's 0. The wing. That's the tight end number 0, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He's a beast. That is a beast, but he's like 275 pounds, right? He's like basically like he's like a tackle who can run and catch.
He's Jason Peters, basically.
Right. Yeah. And so 0 sifts across the field.
Uh-huh.
And then so there's only one eligible on his side, and the eligible goes underneath linebacker depth. Okay, so that means he has no one left on his side. So what does he do? Instead of just sitting there covering grass, he rolls over back on top. Robot, roll over back on top. Okay, and so you see him. He goes down, runs down the midline, and goes to intercept this. Not intercept, but intersect this guy's path, this receiver who's crossing the field, and it allows the rest of his team to play towards that front side. So this is just a heady play, him putting himself in the position where if Stetson Bennett, which I mean Stetson Bennett wouldn't, but if this was like a real guy playing quarterback back here, he might try this, right? And then look at Gonzalez at the top of the screen, like he's in a position where you could make potentially a spectacular play if that quarterback tried that, right? So it's probably better that Stetson Bennett didn't try that right there.
Uh-huh.
And there is definitely some instances in zone where Christian Gonzalez shows a strong IQ to go with fantastic, like phenomenal movement ability. All right, so this is another one where we don't get a jam. Top of the screen, we don't get a jam where we are motoring, soft shoeing out. Bam, 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 bam. And we don't get a jam. There's no jam ever. Okay. And, if you're playing press and you don't get a jam, you better be like in a completely different tier of athleticism from the guy across from you. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole point of playing press is to get physical. So if you miss the jam, you lose the rep, especially at the NFL level. All right, so here's another one from him. Let's see. Looks like they're playing press man again. All right, yeah. So this is the example. Okay, again, up and down press technique. We're going. We see the feet are there, but we open up the gate. We don't get a jam. We miss the jam completely. And this is almost like, if you're number 5, put your hand up, tell the quarterback, hey, I just blew past him. He opened up the gate, right? Mm-hmm. But just watch how effortlessly Gonzalez just gets back into phase. Like, he's never beat there, even though like this is technically not a good press rep. Mm-hmm. He's never beat at any point because he's just so athletic. And he can flip his hips and just turn on a dime and track anyone down. His long speed is fantastic. Keep in mind, his sister is an Olympic freaking sprinter. Okay, so I don't care what his 40 is. This guy is legitimately fast. I don't care what his 40 is. This guy has real wheels. He's not getting outrun by anyone. I have not seen anyone like put a gear on him or anything like that. It's really effortless for him. So I don't care if he runs a 4.43 and you're saying, oh, I thought you were saying he's like elite speed. Trust me, he is. I don't care what the 40 says. Okay, so top of the screen, he loses a rep soon here. Okay, so here it is again. Okay, this is better. Feet and then hands. Good. Post him. Okay, get that hand on him. Good. But again, we are so focused on staying on the upfield shoulder that if this is on time, this is like, NFL quarterback.
Yep.
Timing route, bam, comes out, like think about Matt Ryan to Julio Jones, like they ate on this. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be, and it's right at the sticks. So he's got to know, slow your feet down at the sticks. Don't be all up in, full sprint. You can see that the receiver is kind of leaning back. He's ready to sit. And Gonzalez is leaning forward. He's ready to sprint. So, and that's right at the sticks. So he's got to know, don't be so, eager to bail on everything. You gotta be a little bit more patient. And I think he did improve on that towards the end of the year.
Do you think that's coaching a little bit too, maybe?
It has to be. It has to be coaching because I was noticing 11, the corner at the bottom of the screen. Actually, this guy's actually not bad either. He's good. He's a good prospect himself. He's huge. Yeah. Misses that tackle right there. Yikes! Right when I was talking about him. Shouldn't have said anything. All right. Let's see. I think they just... All right. So now, again, he's still at the top of the screen. I think he is one of those guys. I think he accepted the challenge. I just want to tell people who might not know. You're playing especially against a college team, okay? You're playing a college team, and you're on their sideline. Let me back this up, okay? What color is on that sideline? Is it green or is it red over there? He's playing on their sideline. They are talking trash to him. The coaches are giving the wide receiver coaching points. So he said to his coach, I'm staying on their sideline all game. I don't care if it's left or right side. I'm on their sideline. Okay.
There's playing corner on their sideline, man.
Exactly. You play on their sideline. They talk all the trash. Their coaches are telling them like, hey, watch him do this. Watch him do, like they're giving him all the coaching points, everything like that. It's tough playing on your opponent's sideline. And he's saying, I'm doing that all game. I'm not switching sides here. So that's a lot of balls. That's a lot of competitiveness. Okay. Just right there against Oregon. This is the national champions, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, multiple times. This is a storied franchise. Okay. Now, again, he is bailing. This is cover 3 and he's bailing. You see him cross those feet over. He's not pedaling. Okay. So he's sitting on the deep stuff here. You just see like you can't beat this guy in a race. I don't care. I don't care if you got that quote unquote SEC speed.
I mean, he looks like he runs a 4.3 to me.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna run fast, and if he doesn't, I don't care. He's fast. All right, so still bailing. This is a throwaway rep and went the other way. Still bailing. We see him bailing. They got called for a penalty right there. I guarantee you he's going to bail again right here because it's the 1st and 15 or something like that. And I mean, we can go over this transition because when you're bailing and you get that in breaker, you get that out break, you get that stop route. Okay, it's tougher because you have your shoulders pointed towards the end zone, right? So it's tougher to put your foot on the ground here, bam, and you see him take a couple extra steps here. It takes a little bucket step. There's like 1 and then 1, 2, 3. So it's like a 4-step break. And that's obviously not what you want to see, but it's also suboptimal body position just sitting in that bail. You're really not supposed to be competitive against an in-breaking route.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, that's why you don't see it being played in the NFL. Okay, let's see. Nothing really there. Okay, here we go. So you see him miss the jam again. Watch him at the top of the screen.
Okay.
Our feet are good. And we're kind of opening up the gate. I mean, we want to stay a little bit more square than this. It's not like the most egregious, but it's still slightly opening up that gate. Like when he drops that foot back right there. Want to see him fight to stay square a little bit more. And then he's even like saying, I'm denying the inside, but wait, doesn't get the jam. And if that guy breaks inside, he missed. Right. So it's inconsistent in press technique. I'm just being honest. Okay. I'm a fan of this guy. I think he's going to be a really good corner. The technique in press isn't super consistent right now.
Yeah, Devontae Adams would have ate him up on favorite.
Exactly. Like we're talking about like an elite NFL corner that he's going to have to play against next year is going to eat that. Okay. You've got to be a little bit more patient, a little bit more skilled from press in the NFL. Now, I like this play because everyone said he can't tackle. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone's saying he can't tackle. Hold on now. What is this then? What do you call this? Okay. 84 comes out on him. I don't know if 84 is a tight end or a wide receiver, but you see him detach. Okay. And then you see him throttle down. 2 says, I'm going to try to put a little move on him because I'm obviously not beating him to the corner. Okay. He's got the angle on me. And then you see him fight to the finish, get the wrap. It's not the most beautiful tackle, but it does the job, you know? Yeah. Like, I mean, he basically body slams that guy and he saves a touchdown. So that's a strong tackle, in my opinion. I think that has a quality rep, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a rep I like from him when I watched him too.
So for the people that are saying that he can't tackle, I mean, I'm not sure what we're talking about right there.
People just try to knock a prospect just to knock him.
Yeah, right. 100%. Yeah, here it is again.
Okay.
And then we can go to another one maybe. Okay, so top of the screen again, he's bailing. Okay, that's a throwaway. It goes the opposite side, opposite way from him. Press. Ding, 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 ding. Did we get a jam? Nope, never get a jam. We're just playing with our feet. Ball doesn't come his way. He's not targeted on that one. Again, press, miss. Not getting that jam. All right, let's see, Bale. So, and I mean, that's the other thing too. This is early on in the season, but what are we seeing him do? We're seeing him play cover, we're seeing him play press man, and we're seeing him bail into quarters or the deep third. Like there's like 3 plays being called here for him.
Yeah. So
we're not seeing a ton of volume, and we see a lot more volume as the year goes on. I think there's some really strong cover 2 reps that he has. Some reps in zone. I think some reps in off man instead of just bailing and actually playing from a pedal. He looks really a lot better. So this is an example to me of what it should look like when at the top of the screen, when we get this best release. Okay, he's going hard, he's going fast. Okay, he's not even giving you anything. He's not saying like, let me chop my feet here. He's just saying 1, and then bam, I'm out of here. Okay, you get that best release. Great. Sink into this back shoulder position. Don't worry about trying to stay on top of this. I think he does a good job. Like, this is what you want to see. He's so fast. Number 0, Christian Gonzalez, is so fast. He can play from a back shoulder position, and he should be able to relax. So that was probably the best press coverage rep we've seen from him in this game so far. And even though he wasn't targeted. All right, hold on. I gotta see that goal line one. He makes a phenomenal play in goal line. Okay, bailing again, and so here's a good example. He's bailing, so he's again suboptimal position to break on this, and he already got like this same kind of route earlier. Watch how he transitions this time when he sees it. Okay, he's extremely explosive. This guy, this break right here, bam bam. It's a 2-step break. From a bail, this is really tough to do. This is really, you're running the opposite way, bam, bam. It's a 2-step. And a lot of times when guys are in this bail, they're not able to put that first foot in the ground right there and then drive off that second foot, but he does it. That is a textbook break. Wow. And from a really tough place to do that from. All right, so we got the goal line play coming up here. 1st and 4. Yeah, here it is. Okay. This is really heady. This is smart stuff here. We get already. It's tough. We're in a bunch. They're probably playing something. What are they playing? Are they playing lock? Are they playing box? Okay, they're gesturing towards each other. But then we get the motion. Okay, so now things change. Things are already changing. Okay, and number 6 comes out here from the backfield. And we're getting, a kind of a naked right there, from the bootleg from the quarterback. And so 2 things are happening here. 1, Gonzalez knows, okay, I got help here on number 6. Like my teammate's right there, right? And then when he peeks at the quarterback, he sees that the quarterback's looking behind him. Okay. So he comes off of that guy, flips around, and Stetson Bennett is about to throw this, and then he has to pull it back down because he sees Gonzalez flip around. So Gonzalez saves this because number 7, he got sucked in on this little play action, the zoom motion here. He gets that safety who's supposed to be in charge of this tight end. He gets sucked in on that. He's not ready for this. This is a touchdown. If not for Gonzalez coming off, flipping around, and getting in that passing window, it forces Stetson Bennett, to hold on to the ball and then try to play hero ball, which ends up working for him. But the initial play, it's so funny because this ends up being a touchdown. The initial play where Stetson Bennett wanted to go, Christian Gonzalez denies him, and it forces him into making this circus play instead. So that's kind of how it went for Oregon.